This broadcast is partnered by BetterSleep, one of the world's top-rated sleep apps designed to help you fall asleep faster and wake up feeling refreshed. I've never been a consistent sleeper. These days, I rarely get 6 to 8 hours of sleep, and I usually wake up feeling like I barely rested. So I decided to try BetterSleep for a few nights, and honestly, it really helped me. One standout feature is the sleep recorder. I had no idea how much I was tossing and turning, or that I even snored when I sleep until I played it back. That kind of feedback is super helpful. But what really hooked me were the sounds. I love the water sounds, rivers, lakes, rain, and many others that instantly help me stay calm. And the background music? Incredibly relaxing. It's not just great for sleep, it's perfect for meditation too. You can mix and match over 300 sounds and create your own vibe, whether it's white noise, ASMR, or ambient soundscapes. So if you're like me and you struggle with sleep, head over to trybettersleep.co/Alyx and start your 7-day trial for free. Sleep is a crucial part of your overall health, and if you're not getting the rest you need, it can seriously impact your physical and mental well-being. So don't wait. Download the BetterSleep app and start getting the rest you deserve today. The finals are set for the King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring tournaments this Saturday in Saudi Arabia. Unfortunately, we're going to have to talk about it. We've all seen the news, so let's get to it right here in Alyx's World. Hello all, and welcome to Alyx's World, a safe space for wrestling fans like you. I'm your host, Alyx, just Alyx. Let's talk about WWE Monday Night Raw, June 23rd, 2025. We got the finals. Well, the semifinals, excuse me. Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso, Jade Cargill, Roxanne Perez. It's looking like Jade Cargill, Cody Rhodes will be your two winners. That is my prediction. When it's all said and done, the people you saw win tonight will win this Saturday. But that's just my prediction. So we got Jade Cargill versus Asuka and Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton. A WrestleMania match in Saudi Arabia. Here's the thing, and I'm going to go into more detail about these two winners when we get to the review. Well, not even the review portion. I got to stop calling it a review. It's not a review anymore. It's just our discussion of the show. Let's start with Cody Rhodes. I think everyone saw this coming. Everyone predicted Cody would beat Jay. Although there was a side of me that was like, it would be quite the Triple H swerve, which he likes to do, if Jay beat Cody and threw a wrench in plans, and they can still do Cody and Cena another way, but get back to Jay and Gunther for SummerSlam. But since they didn't do that, they had Cody win, we need to have the discussion on whether or not Cody Rhodes should be the one to end Cena's reign. Because I think when Cena beat Cody, it opened up a discussion for something.
Do you think WWE will cancel Night of Champions since it's in Saudi?
We'll definitely get to that. That's the big topic we're going to get into. But let me quickly go over my thoughts on Cody and Jade before we get to what's going to happen with Saudi. And I'll try to keep it non-political for the wrestling channel. But getting back to Cody, I feel like this run that Cena is having, Cody being the one to end it seems contrite, basic. Of course, right? Of course Cody beats John Cena. I feel like Cody's in a very unique position right now where we're starting to examine different parts of his character since he lost the championship. And I don't want Cody to be that dude that's defined by a title. I want him to be that guy that defines a championship. And so far, the only thing that we're still hooked on when it comes to Cody is that he finished his story. And post that, it's kind of been one of those things where I'm like, all right, the story's finished, now what? And now I'm looking for the next chapter. Where does Cody go from here? And so I would love it if we started, how do I say this? Teasing, playing with the idea of him going heel. I like that Cody keeps bringing up the fact that The Rock offered him this chance to be a big star, become a Hollywood celebrity, live the big time life. Of course, take care of his daughter, take care of his family, but sell his soul. And Cody still admits that he thinks about that. What if we start to play with that? How do we play with that? By having him get so close but no cigar. And I think a loss to Cena at SummerSlam, I'm looking past Night of Champions. I still think Cody will win. That's not even a... Listen, Randy's not going to fight Cena again. Not after they announced that Randy and Cena at Backlash was the last time they'll wrestle. They're not going to do it again. So I'm looking forward to Cody and Cena. I think the right decision here would be to have Cody lose again. And then take him down a much more darker path. You know, flirt with the idea of going heel. Not actually go heel. That would be more interesting with me. If they don't want to do that, and they do want to end this reign with Cena, put the belt back on Cody, and then turn Cena back to being a babyface. I hope they have another plan lined up. They gotta be setting up somebody to take on Cody, because think about it this way. Okay, Cena goes back to being babyface. Cody Rhodes is now the champion. Who does he fight? Someone else has gotta be the heel here. Right? I don't know. We gotta really think about this idea of, we want Cena to go back to being a babyface. Fine. If you want him to spend the rest of his run as a babyface, who's gonna be the heel here? We gotta have a heel, a top heel. We don't really have one. We don't. So someone's gotta go heel if we do this. That's why I think maybe it's a better idea at the moment to, yes, Cody, Cena, SummerSlam, of course. Cody loses again. And then he flirts with being a heel for a little bit. Maybe change up his character. That's just how I feel. That's the direction I'm seeing him going in. I don't know if I feel okay with him just getting the title back. Okay, you lost and then you got the title back at SummerSlam. Okay. That doesn't spell interesting TV for me. It doesn't. But that's just my personal opinion. Jade Cargill. So, it's looking like WWE is about to go all in on Jade. And I love Jade. I've always been a big fan, a big advocate for Jade Cargill, even when she was in AEW. I can't lie to you, though. I'm a bit concerned. I'm a little bit concerned that they might be giving her way too much too soon. I'm not the only one thinking that, by the way. Jade Cargill is still green. She has so much potential to be a massive star, mega star. And not just wrestling, but also Hollywood fame, celebrity status. I'm talking A-lister. Her ceiling is unlimited. And there's so much potential there as a performer. I don't know if she's quite ready yet to be that person. Is Jade Cargill ready to be the face of the women's division when you look at the fact that we currently have Stephanie Vaquer, Io Sky, Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, so many others who, let's just be real, are a lot more experienced. Now you're going to put Jade in this position where she'll be really, really exposed if she's not able to live up to that status, that task. Because we're not just talking about being a face on the roster and being a champion. That's different. We're talking about Jade Cargill being the top female wrestler in WWE, which means she will be seen potentially as the top female wrestler in the world. Okay. Is that a place that she's ready for? Is Jade Cargill ready for that? I gotta be honest with you, I don't know if she is. That match with Roxanne Perez tonight wasn't all that great. And Roxanne Perez is an excellent wrestler. Roxanne is a prodigy. She is a wrestling prodigy. She doesn't have bad matches. This one wasn't that good. I don't know what was off about the match. Maybe it was just the chemistry, maybe communication, whatever it was. But I saw that match and it got me worried. Jade Cargill, if she wins the championship, it's no longer going to be the women carrying Jade Cargill. Jade's going to be in a position now where now she has to carry the matches, right? She's going to have to be the Becky Lynch, the Bayley, the Charlotte Flair, the Sasha Banks. She's going to have to now be the lead female to carry these matches. I don't know if that's the spot she's ready for yet. I don't think Jade is... I gotta watch my words here. I think she loves wrestling. I think she's committed. I don't know if the experience is there yet. Right? Because I know she's training. She's training every single day. She's working her ass off. She loves this sport. She talks about living the dream, living the business, breathing the business. This is what she does. Day in, day out. And I respect that. But there's a standard that comes with it. And although the story is there, the story is perfect for Jade Cargill to be women's champion. I don't know if the performer is quite at that level yet. The only reason why I'm even pushing for Jade Cargill to be women's champ is because I know it means Naomi and Bianca Belair are going to be fighting for that belt as well. And those two are much more prepared to be women's champ. So, I don't know, y'all. We'll have to see. Maybe it's just one of those situations where, all right, she's just going to have to step up to the plate. She might not be ready. She better get ready. Right? I was saying the same thing about Cody Rhodes in 2023. I'm like, this might be a little too much too soon for Cody. And you know what? He lost to Roman. And so they gave him a full year to get it right. And he proved himself to be a top star. And so when they gave him the belt in 2024, it was a foregone conclusion. Of course he was going to win. Of course. The moment they said Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes, everyone knew, well, Cody's winning. And The Rock just embellished it. Can you honestly say, right now, when Jade Cargill wins this Saturday, and she will win, by the way, that Jade Cargill is ready for that spot? Because I don't think she is. She can get ready. And hopefully she does. But I don't think she's meeting the standard yet that Tiffany Stratton is meeting. Tiffany, she's also green in terms of her personality, in terms of course, the microphone, in terms of delivering the goods when it comes to promos and segments and storylines. But inside the ring, Tiffany Stratton is far superior than most female wrestlers. She's way ahead of the game when it comes to the in-ring product. And I think that's why they feel more confident giving her the belt, even though it's a little early for her to have it as well. She makes up for it inside the ring. Jade's the opposite. Jade makes up for it in terms of personality, in terms of stature, in terms of the storyline aspect, right? Being a character. Jade is great at that. But when the bell rings, I don't know. I mean, Nia Jax, when she had her run, I thought she basically gave us her best run in 2024. So, yeah, I was fine with Nia Jax being women's champ. She's regressed since then, because unless Nia Jax is on top, she's not going to try. And I'm seeing that old Nia Jax creep back in. But when Nia Jax was given that spot, she ran with it, and she looked great doing it. Right? Hopefully, Jade can step up to the plate. And we'll see what we do with that. All right, let's get to the big topic. So, as we all know, and I'm going to try to keep it non-political. You'll have to forgive me if you seem a little lost, if it seems like I'm not giving you the full story. It's because the topic that we need to discuss, unfortunately, does involve politics. But for me to not step on any toes, I'm going to have to take out some of the political stuff. So let's just talk about it. We know that the president attacked Iran. He struck their bases, and now there's high alert on American citizens or American entities in the area. And this weekend, the WWE will be traveling to that area, Saudi Arabia. And so people are worried about the safety of the talent, the staff, and they're considering whether or not if we should even go. If you want my thoughts on this, just subscribe to my political channel, Raw Cognizance. Raw Cognizance is where I discuss politics, and you'll get my full thoughts on that. Find my link tree in the description, or you can type in Raw Cognizance on YouTube. I'm on TikTok and all that. I'm blowing up on TikTok, by the way. But anyways, leaving out the politics, I'll just say this. I hope the safety of the wrestlers come first. The safety of the talent, the staff, the people come first. I know TKO is all about that money. Yeah. That money. I get the business aspect. I know Saudi Arabia pays them so much money, millions. That being said, there comes a point where those millions don't matter. The safety of the staff and the talent should always come first. You could always revisit it. You could always come back to it. But unfortunately, this is a conflict that is now out of your control. WWE has no business putting themselves in danger for any kind of money, for any reason. As of right now, as of today, the plan is to still go. They're still planning to go to Saudi Arabia, despite rumors that the area around them is saying, we're not allowing anybody to come to this land. We're going to keep an eye on it. I just have a big question, though. If, and I'm not too sure what they're going to do with this, but if they decide that it's too dangerous to go to Saudi Arabia, do they have a contingency plan on what building they'll be hosting the show in? And also, is it too late? You know what I mean? Is it too late to even change plans? I don't know what they can do at this point other than, and this is just my honest opinion, if the show on Saturday gets too wonky, here's what I think they should do. And I mean this. Just move everything to SmackDown. And this is what I think should happen. If it starts getting a little too shaky and you start fearing for the safety of the talent and the staff, I say just move Night of Champions to SmackDown. Screw it. Just do all the matches on SmackDown. Commercials and all. I hate the fact that there's going to be commercials. I think that's absolutely terrible. I hate that, but fuck it, man. Fuck it. I'm sorry. I would rather they just do it all on SmackDown. Tell the people on whenever they're taping SmackDown. I think SmackDown's going to be taped this week, if I'm not mistaken. No, it's not, because it's going to be in Saudi Arabia. Crap, then they can't. I forgot that SmackDown's in Saudi Arabia. God damn it. Okay. So it is going to be taped, but it's going to be taped Friday and they'll air. Okay, never mind. Man, that's hard. So you can't do that. All right, then move it to Raw. Fuck it. I guess we're just going to have to move everything to Raw next week. Or, yeah, wherever they're hosting the next event for Monday Night Raw, just turn that into Night of Champions and then host the event there. That's all I can say. That's it. That is literally all I can say about what they should do. Because this is rough. And I understand that they'll probably end up losing a lot of money if they pulled out. But would you rather lose money or lose lives? Because you can always get that money back. Money is always going to come in. WWE is making hand over fist when it comes to money. They don't need this event. They don't need Saudi Arabia. If I'm being honest with you, they really don't need to do Saudi Arabia. They don't. So I would rather they just not do the event and then have the wrestlers just wrestle on Monday Night Raw, keep everybody safe. and then turn Raw into Night of Champions if you need to, then risk people's lives, go to Saudi Arabia for a quick buck. Don't sell your souls. Do not sell your souls for this kind of stuff. I see people are subscribing to Raw Cognizance. All right. You've been warned. If you're going over there, do know. First off, follow me on TikTok because I do more videos on TikTok when it comes to Raw Cognizance. Same thing, Raw Cognizance on TikTok. You can even follow me through YouTube to the TikTok page. But do know, I do not hold back on my political views. All right? I did y'all a favor not going all the way in with how I feel about this. Because I respect your political views and I don't want to step on anybody's toes. I know that a majority of, can I say it? A majority of wrestling fans are basically Republican, conservative. We got some Democrats here and there. So that's why I'm just kind of watching what I say here. Regardless, just be safe. You don't need to go. If you need to just not do it, I'd rather you just move everything to Monday Night Raw next week. Just move everything to Monday Night Raw. Sounds good? That's what I think they should do, quite honestly. If it was up to me, if I was in charge, I wouldn't even touch Saudi Arabia right now. I'd be like, look, you know what? We're canceling the events. Sorry, Saudi. Next Monday Night Raw is Night of Champions. It is a 3-4 hour special on Netflix, Night of Champions, next week. That's what I would do. If you want my honest opinion, that's what I think they should do. I'm canceling the event. We're taking the net loss because it's too dangerous right now. It's too dangerous. Because the conflict with Iran, we got to understand something. When he struck Iran, he potentially could have started a conflict, might have started a conflict with Russia, China, and North Korea. Because they're all allies with Iran. Again, I'm not telling you to think a certain way. I'm just telling you the facts. And that's something I do on my political channel. I tell you the facts up front. And then I give you my opinions. I don't care how you feel. All right? You want to feel a certain way, go for it. But do know that on my political channel, it's not a safe space. Okay, I'm being real with you. There is no safe space for politics lovers like you. No, that's not what Raw Cognizance is. Raw Cognizance is this is my views, this is my opinion, suck it. This is more of the free landscape. You can think how you want to think when it comes to wrestling, and this is more of a middle ground for everybody. That's another thing I love about wrestling. That's another reason I love wrestling. This is a middle ground to bring people together of all walks of life. No matter what you believe politically, when it comes to religion, when it comes to your lifestyle, wrestling brings everyone together. So, thank you. I do appreciate you all for subscribing to Raw Cognizance. Ocho Shadow, me and you both, buddy. Me and you both. All right. That's enough of the preliminary stuff. Let me go ahead and say hello to the people, and we'll get more into Monday Night Raw. People keep asking me, what is it called? Okay, here. Let me help you guys out. Raw. I'm going to put it into the live chat. Raw Cognizance. There. I said it right there. Raw Cognizance. You can find it on my link tree. If you go to my link tree in my description box, you'll be able to find it there. So just go to my link tree, and then you'll find Raw Cognizance. But I typed it into the live chat. Raw Cognizance. It's on YouTube, but please, if you're going to follow me on TikTok. I upload a lot more on TikTok than I do YouTube. I might need to change that. But if you guys are ready, let me go ahead and move things along. I would love to sit here and talk more about Raw Cognizance, but this is a wrestling channel. All right. Thank you all for joining me. You could be anywhere else, but you chose me for your Raw discussion. So let's get right to it. If this is the first time you're watching me, do me a solid favor. Like the video, subscribe, and click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. Wow, your added help expand the brand by doing the following things. Join the membership, click that join button, and get the opportunity to request a video of your choosing, whether it's a live reaction, a hot topic, or a review, past, present, or future. Also, don't forget to give thanks. Hit that super thanks if you would like to donate after the fact. You can. Also, like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter at Just Alyx Central. Give me a follow on Instagram. Give me a follow on Spotify. Give me a follow on Cameo. Give me a follow on Threads. Follow us on Discord. Follow me on Blue Sky, where the skies are clearer. And give me a follow on TikTok, where I am the tickest of the talkest. Donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, Venmo. And yes, Super Chats are officially on you. You can donate at any point in time during the broadcast. The Get Your Thoughts Play live on the air. Email me at justalyxsworld@gmail.com for business inquiries just to say hi. And get yourself a t-shirt today at Pro Wrestling Tees and Teespring. Are you a Just Alyx guy? Then join the club. Get you an I'm a Just Alyx guy t-shirt. Hot the press. Also get you an old school Deluxe t-shirt. Get you a new school Alyx's World t-shirt. And many, many more t-shirt designs coming your way. So stay tuned. Join the cause. Expand the brand today right here in Alyx's World. Big shout out to BetterSleep, the partners of this evening's broadcast. Just a nice little app to help you sleep better at night. I did try it out for a week before I promoted it. It actually does help. Nice little soundscapes, background noises, and it actually has a recorder on it that records you while you sleep. It watches you while you sleep, and you get to hear you tossing and turning and snoring, which apparently I do. I need to fix that. But anyways, it's a great app. You should try it out, y'all. And when you try it out, make sure you use the link. Let's get right to it, ladies and gentlemen. Show your love to the Mod Squad. Ultra! Shiny Nice and Fire Heart, Elias, Ademi, New Japan Pro Wrestling Go, Khalil does everything. Highway, dealing, danger. That falsetto, though. In the falsetto, baby. Who sang that song? Anyways, Dylan Danger, good to have you here. We got our good boy Zeno Enigma, of course, Teflon Don, the Mud Father, and Big MGM, because they help keep this a safe space for wrestling fans like you and like us. Be sure you like the video. The more you like the video, the more opportunities I will be given to be recommended here on YouTube. So help boost that algorithm by hitting that like button. So big shout out to two people. Drew Usher, who is the Savior, Drew Usher, who will be defending his Super Chat Championship this Saturday, if we have the show, this Saturday, Saudi Arabia. And he beat the former champ, JB Snackin', who was looking to ruin the Super Chat Championship. Will there be a rematch this weekend? And if there is a rematch, what's going to happen? And I also think we're going to get more challengers. Because I think, who was it? Who said they were going to donate 200 but didn't? Who was that dude that said he was going to donate 200? I forgot. Anyways, was that Ronwell? It was Ronwell Nogales, right? One of y'all said it. Regardless, if you want to beat Drew Usher, if you want to beat the Savior, the time to do it is on Saturday. But let me just say this right now. He might not be 3 Diglets, but when you come for the king, you best not miss. They's be sharks in these waters. Let's get to these shout outs here. We got Game Shock. We got JJ, who let the dogs out? Ooh, JJ Bulldog. Did you hear WWE wants to have 2 WrestleManias next year? One in Vegas and one in Saudi. That's not true. That's a rumor. It's going to be in Vegas both times. I don't know who said that to you. We have Do You Know D-Way? I love that name. Do You Know D-Way? Hello. We got Say His Name and He Appears. I believe in Jack Dempsey. I believe in Jack Dempsey. Good to have you here, sir. We got Shadow Star, Chris Wrestling Views. I got Rolando Sabio, your goatness and former Super Chat champion Lauren Biggs. She says Karen Kishi wrote a letter to Triple H to give Jey Uso all the belts, including the women's belts, or call for Triple H to resign. Stop it. Hey, funny story. I went to Comic Palooza on, was it Saturday? This past weekend, Saturday. Guess who was there? Rikishi. I'm not lying. I talked to him. Cool dude, by the way. Cool dude. We were able to go up and talk to the wrestlers and say hi. And I was able...
My title will be on the line this Saturday. I may or may not be competing GGS.
Oh Lord, come on, Drew Rusher. Come on, don't do that. You did that last time where he was like, I don't know if I want to compete. Psych, and then he ended up competing and retaining the championship. He did that last time. Well, defend your belt. Because you know JB Snackin' gonna be there. And you know JB Snackin' gonna be trying to get it. Don't play us like that. Yeah, everyone's saying it. Don't play us like that. All right, who we got here? We got Trey Lucado. We got Joseph Winters. JB Snackin'. I see Sean Swaby. Baby! Sean Swaby in his house. I see King Vale 24. King Vale is becoming quite the member. I'm seeing you a lot, King Vale. And you're already subscribed to my TikTok account for Raw Cognizance. 412 Handrock. He says, oh, that's why Raw is going live early. So that SmackDown will tape in there too. Yeah, so, yeah, Raw's going to be earlier because all the shows will be in Saudi Arabia. It's going to be SmackDown, Saudi, Night of Champions, and then Raw. And the crowd's going to be cool. Yeah, do me a favor. I appreciate you guys announcing your political affiliations, and I'm cool with that. I do my best to not talk about politics here because it always leads to a discussion and a fight, and then guess what happens if you start fighting? The mods are gonna block you. They're gonna give you a timeout first, but then they'll end up blocking you because I told my mods to keep the chat clean. This is a safe space for wrestling fans. I don't want to get into politics because every time we get into politics, people start coming for others' jugulars, and we don't need that right now. Suna Luna, good to have you here. The former Catherine Tega. Let me see here. Rick Rosar. Chris Wrestling Views. Did I already say your name? Well, you're getting another one. I think I got everybody. Lee Mexico. There's one. Pikachu Black. There's another. And let's do one more. Whoever the hell I see, I'm just gonna shout it out. Adam Ritter. There it is. All right. Thank you all so much for being here. If I don't say your name, it's not because I hate you. I want to go ahead and move things along. Go ahead and get to this discussion of Monday Night Raw and really get into how I feel about the show overall. And you guys can continue to give me your thoughts. You can continue to donate. Super chats will stay on. I'm not going to block your super chats. Since I stopped doing the review format, I think it's just better if I leave the super chats on. Y'all cool with that? And it helps the discussion too. It helps to keep the flow of discussion going when you guys donate. So super chats will no longer be turned off. They will stay on and they will basically be a part of the flow of the stream. Let's talk about Monday Night Raw. They were live in Columbus, Ohio. Nationwide arena, sold out. Fantastic crowd. This crowd was on fire throughout the entire night. Again, this is one of those crowds that make or break a show. If I'm going to be honest with you, this crowd made the show. Because the show itself was average. I'm not even going to lie. Not a lot happened. But the crowd is what kept us going. It's what really carried the show through the entire evening. I'm very disappointed that we didn't get CM Punk tonight. And I think the reason we didn't get CM Punk is because he'll be traveling to Saudi. Hopefully safely. Hopefully. And I think the plan is to have him cut his response to Cena on SmackDown. I think that's why they're waiting until Saturday to promote him. I really wish he was here because they needed Punk on tonight's Raw. Desperately needed Punk. But, all right, they're going to wait until Saturday. There's going to be a response. It's just when that response is. They open up the show with Seth Rollins and his group. I'm still not sure what they're calling the group. I think it's called The Vision. Regardless of what they're calling it, you could tell that they're having an issue with the group because they're very popular. The fans like them. Braun Breaker is too much of a badass. I'm sorry. I'm not going to boo Braun Breaker. He might do some heelish stuff, but you're not going to get me to boo Braun Breaker. It's not going to happen. Period. You're not going to get me to boo Braun Breaker. I'm not going to boo Bronson Reed. Seth Rollins, I can happily boo. Seth is really good as a heel, and I don't mind giving him some heat, but I think the problem with the group that they're running into is that these guys are way too popular. They're too much of a badass group. And that's fine. We can work with that, but you gotta give people a reason to hate them. We don't really have one yet. That's why when they still come out, fans still cheer them, and it's kind of messing up with it's kind of messing with the narrative. It's kind of messing with it because we're supposed to hate them. We're supposed to want to see them get beat, and currently that's not the case. And so I'm still looking for them to do something, like something very fucked up, to make us want to see them get beat up. Right? Currently, they're not really doing anything that makes me want to see them get beat. They're just a very dominant, badass group. Now, Seth is doing his best to make the fans hate him. You know, being an asshole on the microphone, which is great. But at some point, I'm going to need them to do something. Right? I'm going to need them to do something besides attack wrestlers, because that's not going to do it. That's not going to do it for me. We're just attacking your favorites. Okay, great. That's not going to work for me, quite honestly. Having Seth Rollins give the fans a hard time for chanting CM Punk and Roman Reigns, that's not going to do it for me. You got to do more than that. Of course, in the chant for Cody Rhodes, that's not going to do it for me. You got to do more than that. We need something. So, we'll see what they do. Give me some ideas. Braun Breaker versus Penta. It's funny to me. Like, you can tell that the fans are getting behind both of these guys. Braun is being set up as the next Brock Lesnar. He might even surpass Brock Lesnar. I'm not even kidding you. Brock is... Look, when I say Braun Breaker could surpass Brock Lesnar, the reason why I say that is because Braun's only 26. And look at how great he is. When he gets to his prime, once he starts hitting his 30s, watch out. Watch out. So, I'm not going to put any limit on Braun Breaker. But both him and Penta, you can see that their trajectory is unlimited. But right now, of course, Breaker winning this match makes all the sense in the world. Penta will be fine. He can take the loss. They're setting him up with Chad Gable. Fine with me. I think that works for right now. I do hope that the plan is to get a belt on Penta in the future. Penta and Chad Gable, to be honest with you, but especially Penta. But we know Braun Breaker's going to be a world champion. That's a foregone conclusion. Like, he's main eventing WrestleMania. He will win the Royal Rumble. Will win multiple Royal Rumbles, and I think fans will love him. When they are ready to start pushing Braun Breaker as a main event player, it's going to be one of the best runs that you will probably ever see. They announced that originally they were going to do AJ Styles versus Dominic Mysterio at Night of Champions, but unfortunately, Dominic Mysterio got injured. Now, I don't know if this is a storyline injury or legit injury, but the match was supposed to be happening in Saudi Arabia. It's now being pushed off to, of course, Saturday night's main event, which is going to be happening in July. And it's not that far off. It's literally like, 2 weeks? It's 2 weeks after Night of Champions. Literally 2 weeks. So I think we'll be fine. I think we'll be just fine. So, there's that. I think also they'll be doing, because I'm predicting we're going to have a tag team title match because they're doing the New Day against, who the New Day fighting again? I forgot to take notes about that. 1 second. I'm just going to speed through this. The New Day will be fighting Finn Balor and JD McDonough. Really? That's 2 heels fighting. Yeah, that's not going to be doing much for us. Anyway, we'll have to see what they do with that. But I'm suspecting a tag team title match at Night of Champions. Saturday night's main event. I guess the next thing we'll talk about here is Gunther's promo. So Gunther did come out to discuss Goldberg and his match, and Goldberg did do his sit-down interview with Michael Cole. The sit-down interview with Goldberg and Michael Cole was actually very well done. He essentially just announced he's retiring after he fights Gunther Saturday night's main event. They're just outright saying it's his last match. Again, I've been saying it many times before. I'm going to say it again. I don't like the fact that this is a world title match. I wish it was just a regular match. I wish we would have just done Goldberg versus Gunther. And honestly, if it was up to me, I would have Goldberg win. Return of the man. Come on. Return of the man. Oh my God. You know that I'll be back. Here I go.
Was it Raw tonight in Columbus heading home now? My experience in person was a 10. I think overall the show was a 5 or 6. The main event was real good.
Yeah, I said the same thing. I said the crowd was amazing. The show itself was meh. The crowd carried the show, quite honestly. You guys carried the show to overall a 7. If I was to give it a number, if I was to give it a score, C+. C+ seems fair. A grade, excuse me. Yeah, 5 out of 10 without the crowd. That's accurate. Yeah, that's accurate. All right, let me get back to this. So, I'm not as invested in Goldberg and Gunther as WWE wants me to be, because I know Goldberg's going to lose. And so, because of that, I'm not... What made me love Goldberg wasn't just the streak, right? It wasn't just this idea that he was unbeaten and he was unstoppable. He was this force that would run through everybody, right? But what made him legit for me is the idea that he could win. That he was a legit badass sawing-off monster. And now, because he's old, they still want us to think he's this force, this sawed-off monster. He's not. He's not anymore. He's old. So you can't book Goldberg like that Goldberg. You now have to book him a different way for how he is. And I don't know if this Goldberg will work with the current WWE regime. So, quite honestly, if he's not going to win the title, they would have just been better off just not having the title on the line. Honestly. But we can't change it now. It is what it is. I'm seeing people say, maybe Seth Rollins should cash in. First off, Seth Rollins is not cashing in on no Saturday night's main event. If Seth Rollins does cash in, it will be at SummerSlam. It will be at SummerSlam. Not Saturday night's main event. I'm just letting you know right now. Right? But even if they wanted to do a cash in, that was not the place to do it. That's not the place to do it. It's not the place to do it. So here's the reason why I'm against Seth Rollins cashing in. Number one is Goldberg's final match. Why would you want a cash in to happen on Goldberg's final match? It would take away from that being his final match. And the only reason why he's even doing this match is to get a proper send-off. That's the only reason why he's doing this. A cash in would taint that. It would. Even if you had Goldberg win and then had Seth cash in. Let's not do that. I don't agree with that. So, that already is a bad idea. But also, think about it this way. That would hurt Gunther's reign. Gunther would hold the belt for what? A month? And then drop it? That would kill him as a dominant champion. It would kill him. At least let him get to SummerSlam. Please. And then, ultimately, let's just say Seth cashes in and he fails. Right? That kills Seth. Nah, man, I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of him cashing in. I'm not a fan of this match, if I'm being real with you. But it is what it is. The best thing that we can hope for is that Goldberg loses and he bows out. That's it. That's all we can give him. That's all we can give him. There's nothing else to be said with that. So, we'll see what they do with Goldberg and Gunther. They got Grayson Waller hanging out with the New Day. What are they doing with Grayson Waller and Austin Theory? Just break them up. Can we just break them up, please? Break them up, turn Austin Theory babyface, see how well that goes. Grayson just works better as a heel anyways. Also, break up the New Day. Not the New Day. Judgment Day. See, I'm getting my days mixed up. Judgment Day and New Day. Break up the Judgment Day, please. I'm over this group. And now that Liv's not in it, I'm really over it. Let's break this up. Jade Cargill versus Roxanne Perez is up. I already discussed this at the beginning of the show. I didn't think this match was good. I'm very disappointed, especially when you consider who's in it. Roxanne Perez is a prodigy. She doesn't have bad matches. If you've seen any of her NXT matches, you know this woman, she's up there. She knows what she's doing. She's been wrestling since she was a teenager. She's really good at what she does. And so I was hoping it would be an easy match for Jade to have. And the fact that it wasn't good, that disappoints me. And again, I saw someone in the live chat, I think it was JJ Bulldog, who said, you're too hard on Jade. Okay, when you're going to be the women's champion, that's the standard that needs to be met. I'm sorry. Oh, you're being hard on Jade. You know what? Tough it up. Get with the program. If you can't meet the standard, then don't wrestle. You can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen. The moment that they had Jade Cargill enter the conversation of potentially being women's champion, the standard changed now. I'm done babying her. Jade's got to step up. No, I'm not going to go easy on her. I'm going to need her to step up to the plate. So she wins the match. She's going to go to be potentially Queen of the Ring, and she is my pick to win. Jade Cargill is going to be my pick to win. So guess what that means? Jade Cargill, Tiffany Stratton, Women's Championship, SummerSlam. Where more than likely, Jade Cargill will win. Now, I also predict Naomi will cash in, so maybe that will save her. But no. Even if that does happen, or maybe it doesn't happen, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry, but it's time out for babying Jade Cargill. AEW did a great job of protecting her. Treating her like Goldberg. Triple H isn't doing that. No, Triple H is letting Jade Cargill sink or swim. She's going to have to meet the same standard, the same kind of, I'm trying to find another word to say it. But no, like, she's going to have to meet the bar. That's it. She's going to have to meet the bar now. And that's the thing about the WWE landscape. With Vince McMahon, Vince is very good at knowing who to protect and accentuating the positives, hiding the negatives. Him and Paul Heyman do that all the time. Paul Heyman, if he knew you sucked inside the ring, he would make your matches short. You know what I mean? He would get the most out of you and hide your weaknesses while you get better in terms of whatever aspect you need to get better of. Triple H doesn't do that. Triple H has one idea of a wrestler, and he requires all wrestlers to be good inside the ring. Period. He doesn't play that. He doesn't do the whole, I'm going to accentuate your positives and hide your negatives. No, there is no accentuate your positives and hide your negatives. He will let you go out there and sink. That's the thing about Triple H. There is no accentuating positives and hiding the negatives. All right, Vince McMahon and Paul Heyman did that all the goddamn time. They would highlight the characters, put them in storylines, and then have the wrestlers do the wrestling, right? No, sir. Triple H doesn't do that. Triple H will let you go out there and sink or swim. He wants all-around talent. That's the standard. I think Jay's going to have to step it up. She's going to have to step it up. Because matches like this ain't going to cut it. It's not going to cut it for her as women's champ. That's something about Tiffany Stratton that she has the advantage of. The advantage over when it comes to Jade Cargill. Tiffany's matches are great. Awesome, even. She might be having some of the best matches out of any female wrestler right now in WWE. Her character sucks. Her promos are growing progressively worse. But, we'll have to see. Let's see. All right, Alex, I got class at 6 a.m. All right, thanks, Kingville. Thanks for showing up. So we'll see what they do. We're going to see how Jade Cargill handles things because it's a lot. Can she handle the pressure? We'll have to see. But she does win this match against our good friend, Roxanne Perez, and then she meets Asuka upstage. Now, Asuka is also interesting because I thought about this too. They could have Asuka beat Jade. Maybe have Naomi go out there, screw Jade, and have Asuka beat her, and then have Asuka end up fighting Io Sky. But no, regardless of whether they do that or not, I think the plan is still Jade Cargill versus Tiffany Stratton at SummerSlam. So, I'm still going with Jade. That is my gut. I could be wrong. Sheamus and Rusev are talking backstage, setting up their feud. Be honest with me. Is anyone not quite sold on Rusev yet? Like, when Miro first debuted in AEW, I wasn't quite sold on him and that character either. But then he got away from the gamer gimmick and really got into the Redeemer. The Redeemer character is phenomenal. I loved it. I'm pissed that AEW didn't go all the way with the Redeemer. I wish the Redeemer was world champion. They could have made Miro a world champion and I would have bought it. I would have bought it hook, line, and sinker when it comes to AEW. Seriously, Miro as a world champion would have been fire. Yeah. I'm not sold on Rusev. I kind of wish he would have just came back as Miro. Honestly. I wish he would have just debuted as Miro and just kept the game over. Now he's doing the Rusev Mashka. I'm not buying it. It's the packaging of the Redeemer, but he's Rusev. Can you just become Miro? Just Miro. That's it. Miro. I wonder if Andrade is still in WWE. Yes, he's still under contract. I don't know. Someone said Miro is an AEW name. Actually, they don't own the name Miro. They don't own names in AEW. I don't think. So he can just show up as Miro, quite frankly. That's just my thoughts on that. Sami Zayn. Let's talk about Mr. Sami Zayn. So, Sami lost, heartbreaking loss on Friday night. God damn it, I'm getting my days mixed up. Friday Night SmackDown. And we were all kind of wondering, what's he going to go from here? They went the right direction with it. Karrion Kross showed up, and he basically taunted Sami. Told him, yep, as I predicted, you are a loser. You are a loser. That's an easy reference. You should know who that is. Anyways, essentially, he told Sami, you're a bitch. So when are you going to stop acting like doing the good thing, doing the right thing is the best way to go about it? And Sami's like, you know what, Karrion, you're right. Bow! Knocked his ass out. Fell down on the ground. Hilarious. And he says, I am going to give you 1-4. I'll see you in Saudi Arabia. And then, as he was walking away, you see his wife, Miss Scarlett, laughing like, would you stop acting? And then Karrion's like, we got him. Okay. I love this. By the way, it's Pet Detective, Jim Carrey, Ace Ventura. Come on, y'all. Y'all don't know Ace Ventura? Can you feel that, buddy? Huh? I have exorcised the demons. This house is clear. Come on. Y'all should know some Ace Ventura. Y'all haven't seen it yet? Liu Zahar. Anyways, Sami Zayn, Karrion Kross had the potential to really do something with these two. Now, I know currently, and hopefully the plan is to get to Sami being a world champion. Get him in that main event scene. But the story that they're telling with these two, the best way I can describe it, it's essentially Joker and Batman. That's what Karrion Kross and Sami Zayn is. It's Joker and Batman. Because Sami Zayn isn't just another wrestler that Karrion Kross wants to beat. He's a challenge. Karrion wants to break Sami. Specifically, he wants to shatter his unwavering commitment to chivalry, to honor. I want to win matches clean. I want to win matches fairly. Karrion wants to prove that Sami's refusal to cheat or take shortcuts isn't noble. It's a weakness. Rick Rosar, I'm Batman. I'm Sami. To Karrion, Karrion believes everyone has a breaking point, and he's chipping away at Sami's moral code more and more every time he loses. And so tonight, when he punched him, he's like, yeah, we're getting him there. Karrion wants to prove that in the world of wrestling, it's the unjust who thrive. And those are the ones who create the narratives. They write the stories. The rule breakers, the manipulators, the ones who control the narrative. And the ones who are honorable are forgotten. So, I want to see where this goes. And I think the crux of this story and why it works so well is that we know this whole idea of Karrion Kross wanting to break Sami for his own good is bullshit. Right? Karrion needs Sami to fail because he's insecure. Karrion believes that if Sami is successful doing things the right way, it means everything that Karrion has done, taking shortcuts, cutting corners, doing all kinds of unjust, evil acts over the last 11 years, it meant nothing. It meant nothing. And he would have to face the fact that ultimately the reason why he's not successful is because he's not good enough. Because Sami Zayn, he's seen success as a villain. He was a champion. 2-time IC champion as a villain. He was not a world champion, but he saw more success as a villain than a babyface. Right? And so Karrion's leaning on that to break Sami. But Sami believes that, no, it's better to just win things the right way. So, I love this story because it's finally putting Sami in the right light. It's making Sami the underdog that he was in NXT. And that's something that we've been missing. See, I hate the fact that Sami won the IC title. Can we talk about it? I hate the fact that he won the IC title in 2004. I hate that. I wish they would have promoted him more as a world champion. So now as a world champion contender, he feels like an underdog. Now he feels like an underdog. And this is where Sami excels. This is where he's at his best. Sami fighting Roman Reigns. Like, that's the underdog position that Sami deserves to be in. What did I say? 2004? Oh, I said 2004. 2024. My bad. Okay, my bad. 2024. You know what I meant. Y'all know what I meant. Anyways. Yeah, I didn't like him winning the title in 2024. So, I would love it if Sami lost at Night of Champions, and that drove him more down a spiral and really questioned his morals, his moral standards. But I love the story. I love the premise. Hopefully they work with it. It'd be nice. Bayley versus Becky. Match was great. Match was really good. That was never going to be an issue. I already knew that Bayley and Becky were going to have a great match. Their chemistry is off the charts. They had great matches in NXT. Of course they were going to have a good match here on Raw. So the match was great. Lyra's bitch ass got out there and ruined it. She let her anger get the best of her, and she attacked Becky and ruined it for Bayley. And I said, that was very heelish of Lyra. They're flirting with Lyra being a heel, which I love, by the way. I hope they do it. I love that idea. But, yeah, I thought that was kind of fucked up. Like, Lyra just did it. She just interfered in the match and just screwed Bayley. And then acted like, what? She hit me. And Bayley's like, bitch, I'm having a match. Bayley's like, bitch, I'm having a match. What you do that for? I was fine with the DQ. I think the DQ makes sense because now they get to do a three-way. Triple threat. Lyra, Becky, Bayley, which is exactly what I called. I called that. Now, I'm assuming this is going to be an Evolution, not Night of Champions. Because they don't have a women's match for Night of Champions yet. Yeah, I think we're going to push this to Evolution. Now, Bayley is clearly the babyface here. Lyra might end up being kind of the one in the middle where she kind of leans into being a heel, but might end up being, I don't know. I'm not too sure what they're going to do with her yet. But, yeah, it's a crazy dynamic right now because Bayley is the de facto babyface. She's too sympathetic right now. Becky screwed her out of WrestleMania. And we all know how much she loves the business, how much she adores being that good role model. And the story is, to beat Becky, she's going to have to go back to her darker roots. And we're seeing a little bit more and more of that. Because Becky has said that, I'm going to cheat. I'm going to do whatever I can to stay on top for my daughter. So, there's a story there. There's a massive story there. And I love this idea that Bayley is always trying to be a team player, right? She's always doing that whole thing where you show up first and you're the last one to leave. She's always helping out wrestlers backstage. She's always staying that extra hour to say hello to fans. And she's always been getting screwed. The Chris Van Vliet interview is what told us that. You know, Bayley's always talking about being the company girl and how it always keeps her here. And she's sick of it. She's sick of it. And I think for her to get to that next level and be seen as an alpha on the same level as Sasha, Becky, and Charlotte, she's going to have to get a little dirty. So we'll see. We'll see what they do with her. I'm a little curious to see where the storyline goes. The premise is there. They have a strong premise. They just need to execute it on the microphone. So we'll have to see how that goes. I think after this is the main event, right? Chad Gable, Penta, we talked about that. Raquel Rodriguez got into a brawl with Rhea Ripley, and then Roxanne Perez came out to help her. Roxanne Perez came out to help her. So we see what's happening here, right? So I waited a week to talk about this because Liv literally got hurt. She literally got hurt last week, and I didn't want to bring up this storyline because I thought it would be kind of tasteless. But since it's been a week, I think we can talk about it. As crazy as that injury was, the injury that Liv suffered, I think her getting hurt was the best thing that can happen to her character. From a storyline standpoint, from a storytelling standpoint. Because, think about it. Think about Liv Morgan's revenge tour, right? She stole everything from Rhea. Everything. The Women's Championship, her spot in the Judgment Day, and her man. And the icing of the cake is Liv gave Rhea the same injury that Rhea gave her in 2023. Again, storyline-wise, right? So her entire run, Liv Morgan's entire run was fueled by revenge and malicious intent. We all knew eventually karma was going to catch up to her. Guess what happened? Karma caught up. What's about to happen is Roxanne's about to do the same thing to her. While Liv was off filming, we saw her come back to see Roxanne massaging Dom's shoulder and giving him nuggets. Come on now. Come on now. How wild would it be, though? How wild would it be if Roxanne took everything from Liv, like Liv did to Rhea? The group, her best friend, Raquel Rodriguez, her man, Dominic Mysterio, but also the women's title. She might end up getting the women's title. And if Roxanne ends up getting the women's title, listen here. If they give Roxanne the women's title, you gotta have Liv win Royal Rumble. And you gotta do Liv and Roxanne. Boy, the more I think about it, that sounds fucking amazing. Because think about it. Roxanne takes over Liv's spot, and then Liv ends up doing exactly what Rhea doing, and then Liv and Rhea become friends again. Or, unlikely allies. How about that? And the best thing about all of this is that Liv got another shoulder injury. So she's reaping what she sowed. And now she's powerless to do anything about it. She has to watch as Roxanne takes everything away from her while she sits at home. Oh, it's so good. Oh, I hope Liv comes back and they give her that story. She would run with that, bruh. She would run with that. She would eat that up. But in the meantime, Rhea's dealing with Roxanne and Raquel. So I'm looking forward to that. And we are doing Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Rodriguez in the street fight. So I'm assuming that's happening Evolution? Or is that happening? I'm not too sure when that's happening. It's happening sometime soon. Main event was Cody Rhodes versus Jey Uso. Match was great. Crowd was into it. There were a couple of times people were saying, is it Night of Champions? Okay, Night of Champions. That works. People were saying a couple of times that that Jay might have won. Here's what I'm going to say. The match was set up in a way that actually protected Jay because he had the win. Right at the end, Jay speared Cody, and he didn't go for the pin. He didn't go for the pin. If he had gone for the pin, he would have won. But he let his anger and his aggression get the better of him, right? And so Cody took advantage of that, and he pinned him 1, 2, 3. Predictable. We all knew Cody was going to win. I would have liked it if Jay win. I would have liked it to see Jay win. Just to kind of throw a wrench in everything to keep us on our toes. But no one predicted. Nobody predicted Jay was going to win. I even said the moment that... Here's the thing. If Sami had won on Friday, I could have entertained the idea of Jay winning, just to mix things up. But the moment Sami Zayn lost, I said, well, nah, Cody's winning on Monday. They're not going to pass up Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes. And they didn't. So that's your finals. Cody and Randy. And Cody will win. Cody will win, and then we'll get Cena and Cody again at SummerSlam. Great. Whoopee! Whoop-de-dee-doo! But nah, I already knew. The moment the match was announced, I'm like, well, sorry, Jay. Jay can take the loss. He's fine. I'm very curious to see what they do with him. Because I still think we're doing Sami Zayn versus Gunther. So we'll see what they do with Jay, quite frankly. Yeah, Cody versus Randy is a legacy callback. They've been doing this for decades, him and Randy. So there's a lot there they can work with. I don't know. Again, just to kind of wrap up my thoughts, just to kind of wrap up what we've been talking about. I knew eventually we were going to get back to Cody and Cena. That was a foregone conclusion. I thought we were going to get back to it at Survivor Series, towards the end of Cena's run. But they're getting back to it now. And so, do we seriously want Cody to end the reign right now? Like, I get it. You guys don't like Cena as world champ. I get it. You don't like him being a heel. You want him to go back to being a babyface. But ask yourself this. If you do that, who's going to be the heel? Who's the heel? We need a top heel. Sorry, I don't see a reason for Cena to give up being world champion right now. I think he's going to go all the way as a heel. We need a top heel right now, y'all. I'm sorry. And so, while I do think it was inevitable that we were going to get Cena and Cody, I don't know if SummerSlam is the time to drop the belt off of Cena. We'll play it by ear. They might still give it back to Cody. There's a very very high chance that they're going to give the belt back to Cody. Especially when you see the fan backlash over John Cena turning heel. I don't like the John Cena heel turn. My God, the Rock didn't show up at WrestleMania, so poo. Hate the heel turn. Some of the best work that Cena's done. Some of his best work. I don't care what anybody says. But I think the fan backlash might be swaying WWE's decision to just put the belt back on Cody, which... I don't want it! I don't want it! I don't want it. I don't. I think that's also a reason. Well, I honestly, like, if we do Cody and Cena again, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm gonna be rooting for Cena. I'm sorry. I know that you guys don't like the reign. I know you're sick of WWE trying to make you hate Cena. I get it. I wholeheartedly get it. I'm not gonna tell you that you're wrong. But guys, please, for the love of God, are we certain that we want to go back to Cody as champion? His run was not great. So, at least Cena's is at least intriguing. There's a lot we can do with Cena as a heel. Cody... I honestly think if anyone's going to beat Cena, it should be R-Truth. Ron Killings. I think, my God, that would be so goddamn awesome. Like, everyone's expecting Cody to win, but no one expects Ron Killings to win. I think it should be Ron Killings. I think this should be the vehicle to make R-Truth the world champion. Wouldn't that be awesome? Wouldn't it? We can dream. All right, let me go ahead and get to the live chat. Thank you all so much. Thank you for being here, for giving me your thoughts, for joining me. We're just going to hang out with the live chat, see what they're talking about. Rickardy says, Cody Rhodes title reign. That was an actual yawn. I didn't even mean to do that. You're welcome. We should do Sami Zayn versus John Cena. 100%. Give Truth his flowers. 100%, please. Please. Give him his flowers. Lauren Bitts. President Cody is up for re-election. President Cody. And you think he's not going to get a second term? Lauren Biggs. She got jokes. Cena did a nuclear bomb on Punk Friday, and I think Punk's gonna respond to him on Saturday. They better have Punk get a response in on Cena before Saturday, and it better be in Saudi Arabia. I'm gonna be pissed, quite frankly, if they don't have Punk say something to Cena. Ron Killings beating Cena would be a dream, but Triple H doesn't want that, unfortunately. Yeah, because R-Truth is too old. I know. He's too old. He's in his 50s. I don't think Triple H wants to put his company behind R-Truth. I think he should. I think of all people that should be an exception to the rule, it's R-Truth. Well, let me see here. Goldberg doesn't want the world title match. Yeah, I know. I saw that too. Goldberg didn't want a world title match. He just wanted a good retirement match, but he got one. Kevin Oshiro says, the honeymoon period is over for Jade. Yeah, and I think that's where I'm at with Jade Cargill too. The honeymoon period is over with. Now it's time to step up, because they're pushing you as a women's world champ, a women's champion, top champ now. So I'm going to need you to step into your role and fulfill it. Otherwise, you're going to be exposed. Lyra the Bird Girl. That's interesting. Are we cool with Lyra being a heel? Cody Rhodes could legit run for president. He wants to. Cody wants to be he even said that when he retires, he wants to move into politics. He wants to be a politician. Honestly, I vote for Cody. I hope he runs as Democrat, but he's what am I kidding? Cody's a Republican. He's a registered Republican, so great. Hopefully he's a good one. He's one of the good ones. Lyra with a little grit is good. Yeah. I think Lyra would be a great heel. Oh yeah, Punk better respond. I'll be pissed off if he doesn't respond. After that promo that he got nuked on, he better say something back. Ronwell Nogales, if they're gonna have WWE shows at overseas, I honestly don't mind it as long as it's not in Saudi Arabia. Yeah, I'm not comfortable with it being in Saudi Arabia, so we'll see. Yo, Ronwell, were you the one that announced that you were gonna drop 200 on Saturday for the Super Chat Championship? If not you, do you know who it was? Because someone actually said they were gonna drop 200. I forgot who it was. The only Republicans I would vote for if they ran, Cody Rhodes, and there was another wrestler who said he was going to run as a Republican that I would vote for. Who was it? It wasn't Hogan. I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole. Who was the other wrestler? The Rock said no. The Rock's a Democrat, by the way. The Rock would run as a Democrat. Because The Rock said he would run as a president, right? But he would run as a Democrat, not The Rock. I'm talking about not Kane. I'm not voting for no Kane. Kane is crazy. Kane is crazy. No, I can't remember who it was. Was it The Rock? Was I thinking about The Rock? Well, I vote for The Rock for sure. I would definitely vote for The Rock. The WWE commentator should say that, and Jerry and Jeff Jarrett's NWA, TNA, Ron Killings was a world heavyweight champion twice, once beating Ken Shamrock, a 4-way dance, AJ Styles, Raven. Yeah, Jesse Ventura. I forget. There it is. No, not Jesse Ventura. Was it? I think it was Arnold Schwarzenegger. I think it was Arnold, actually. I can't remember. It was either Jesse Ventura or it was Arnold. I forgot. It was one of those two. It was probably, you know what? It probably was Jesse Ventura. Absolutely. I love Jesse. Jesse. Boss. I wish LA Knight can beat John Cena for the title. I'm cool with LA Knight ending the reign. I think LA Knight would be a great person to end the reign. That's someone who should probably be beating John Cena. Like someone new. LA Knight, R-Truth, Andrade, Braun Breaker. Someone new. Fuck it. I'm at the point now where I'm like, give it back to Roman. Fuck it. Give it back to Roman. Have Roman do it. Fuck it. Not Cody. I think we tried the Cody Rhodes thing. I'm not feeling it. Roman, if they give it back to Roman, I'd be like, yeah. Okay. I'd be for that. Chad Gable, 100. Oh my God. Can we have Chad Gable beat John Cena? Please? Penta? I'm cool with that. Penta? Fuck yeah. Let's do it. Jacob Fatu. You see it, right? Like all of these talents. We could make anybody. Why give it back to John Cena? Why give it back to Cody Rhodes? Why? Yeah, I figured. Yeah, I don't think it wasn't Ronwell that said he was donating 200. Someone else said 200. I forgot who it was. Someone else in the live chat said they were going to drop 200. And then Drew Usher was like, all right, bet. You're better off dropping it to me instead of 3 Diglets. And honestly, Drew Usher is sitting there like, I'm probably not going to donate, so. It was SD Kai, wasn't it? SD Kai, was that you? It was SD Kai. SD Kai. Are you still in here, by the way? You still doing it, SD Kai? You still dropping that 200? Did he even show up? Because I thought I saw him. I'm pretty sure I saw SD Kai here. I don't see him. He didn't show up, I don't think. He might no show. I think he. Yeah, I didn't see him. People are saying he's here. I don't see him. Well, regardless, this Saturday, the Super Chat Championship, the International Super Chat Championship will be on the line. 3 Diglets will be defending his belt at SummerSlam, so you get plenty of time. Drew Usher just called out SD. Yo, Drew Usher, I'll tell you what, buddy. You're saying that you might not compete. Let's be real, bro. Like, you could probably win with $50. Just show up on Saturday and drop $50, and whoever beats the $50 is the new champ. How about that? Or if you want to do 20, I don't care. Do 20. Fuck it. It might be the easiest. Like, literally, you could just win with 20, and then SD Kai would be like, psych. 200. Let's go. Uh-oh. Is that who I think it is? Is that who I think it is? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, everybody get on your feet and show respect to the premier reaction channel in the YouTube space. Say hello to A&B Combos Wrestling Edition. Good to have you guys here. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for showing up. It's much appreciated. Yeah, Ronwell, I think you said you're not going to be donating until SummerSlam. Because you got to do the Comic-Con or whatever convention you was going to. Not a Comic-Con. Forgot what convention you said you was going to. No, it was a comic convention, right? I think I was right. A comic convention. Regardless, you said you're not going to donate until SummerSlam. Well, good luck with that one, sir. Hey, Ronwell, I'm not going to lie, buddy. I know you say you want to go after 3 Diglets. I think you're better off just challenging Drew Usher. Or whoever wins on Saturday. Let me see here. I think... Yeah, it was a Comic-Con. Cool. I'm going to stay a little bit longer because I want A&B Combos to say hi to everybody. Let me talk a little bit about A&B Combos because these guys are blowing up. Like... I remember, like, April. Was it March? That wasn't even April. It was March, right? A&B Combos had hit 20K. And it's like, within a 3-month span, boom! They're at 30K. And so, in my mind, I'm thinking, oh my goodness, that jump must have been crazy. So, I already know, if they're doing 10K in 3 months, they're going to surpass me. They're going to surpass me very quickly. Like, I'm going to hit 50K soon. Hopefully by SummerSlam. If they're doing 10K in 3 months, they'll hit 50K easily by November. They'll surpass me. They'll catch up with me very soon. And so, you know, I think watching A&B Combos and seeing how they do wrestling, how they talk wrestling, they don't really get into the nitty gritty, the intricacies of the matches and the qualities and the timing and the athleticism. They don't care about that. The cinematography. They don't care about that stuff. They don't care about star ratings. They just talk. They love the characters. They love the stories. They love the drama. They love the moments. Yeah, they don't care about the work rate. It's all about the fuck the work rate. Fuck the work rate. I don't give a fuck. Sorry. But no, I think the reason why A&B Combos is growing so fast is because they're fans. They're fans. They're fans first. Not first, but first. And apparently, A is doing a 100,000 subscriber dread challenge. If they can get to 100K by the end of the year, he'll cut off his dreads. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to get them to 90K. We're going to get them to 90K in December. And then they'll reach 100K by January. And so he gets to keep his dreads while also having 100K. And so, by the way, A&B Combos, just so we're clear, if you reach 100K before then, I'm going to unsubscribe. On purpose. So you'll be at 900, you'll be at 99,999. and you won't hit your goal. And then when it's January the 5th, I'll subscribe and you'll hit 100K. So A gets to keep his hair. See what I did there? I'm looking out for him because these are hard to grow. These are hard to grow. We're not cutting these, goddammit. Anyways, no, see, it doesn't matter because if y'all get them to 100K, I'm just gonna unsubscribe. So, yeah, but that's why I think A&B Combos is blowing up, because they don't get into the pure athleticism, the work rate. Oh my god, the cinematographer. They don't care about that. They care about the stories, the characters, the moments. That's what matters in WWE. A&B Combos. We love you, just Alyx. Cause I'm all gas, no brakes with it. Yeah, I mean, I love it. AJ hair versus hair match. I mean. I gotta get it right tomorrow. Everybody's been practicing rolling their R's because of Jacob Fart too. It's hilarious. I mean. You better get in where you fit in. He's a catchphrase machine, bro. I love it. I love it. All right, okay. All right, let me go ahead and get out of here. It's about to be midnight over here, so thank you all for joining me. It's a blast doing these live streams with you again, because I got away from the typical recap, review, work rate, cinematographer review aspect of my streams, and I just talk, and I love this. I'm still gonna give you my grades when it comes to the pay-per-views and stuff, so that will stay, but I'm done with the work rate aspect of wrestling. So, all right. You will see me again. If I feel like it, you might see me again on Wednesday for Dynamite. If I feel like it. You might see me again. But other than that, thank you guys for watching. Do all the YouTube things. Like the video, subscribe, and click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, and Venmo. I love you all. And I'll catch you guys next time right here in Alyx's World. The place that is, was, and forever will be a safe space for wrestling fans like you. When you're when you're